What's up guys, welcome to the video. Today we're reviewing X-Men First Class. This one came out in 2011 and was directed by Matthew Vaughn and stars James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. Now before we start, this is the like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know for the video. Let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So all the actors in action film, I thought they were all fantastic. Especially James McAvoy as Professor X, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, and Kevin Bacon as Sebastian Shaw. I thought those three characters in this film were very, very good. The opening sequence I thought was great. It was Magneto and Mystique's backstory in World War II, similar but different from the X-Men 2000 opening sequence, which I really enjoyed. So I thought that it was a good callback to X-Men, as well as being a fresh and original opening sequence. The cinematography, which includes the shots of cameras and lighting, is fantastic. I really, really like the way this looked. Matthew Vaughn did a great job with the overall look of this film. There are also many awesome and unique action sequences, especially in the second and third acts of the film, which I'll get to later. But those acts of the film have a lot of great action sequences. The first act of the film I thought was very well done, sets up the characters well. Most of them we already know, so we don't really need that much of an introduction on them. There are a few new characters throughout the film, but I think overall they set them up very well. The 1960s setting is great. I really, really enjoyed the overall feel of the film, which goes back to the setting, because this does take place in the 1960s, because this is, of course, when the X-Men were first united, and I thought it was fantastic. The setting, the overall look of the film was great. The villain, now Sebastian Shaw is a great villain. Kevin Bacon plays him to perfection. Kevin Bacon, of course, he's in Footloose, and I haven't really seen him in anything else. All I know is that now he's doing terrible films, but seeing him as the villain in this film was fantastic. He was very, very good and a very menacing villain. The segments of the film I thought it was very well done. It's fun and entertaining while still progressing the film forward, which I really enjoyed about it. It wasn't just stuff happening in the second act. It was meaningful to the overall film, especially when you get to the ending. The reveal of Professor X's Cerebro that was created by Hank McCoy, played by Nicholas Hoult, I thought it was great. It was a great reveal. Nicholas Hoult plays Hank McCoy, which is the blue guy, and I thought he was great. The Wolverine cameo is hilarious. Hugh Jackman has a great cameo in this film. Like I said, it's X-Men First Class, so he's not in the entire film, really. He's only in one sequence, which is a cameo, and I thought it was great. The relationship between Professor X and Magneto is great. I really enjoyed their relationship between each other, and you could see that they do treat each other as brothers most of the time. Magneto, played by Michael Fassbender, he is awesome. Michael Fassbender is fantastic as Magneto. Easily right in line with Ian McKellen. Sebastian Shaw, now he convinces Angel, played by Zoe Kravitz, to join his side. I thought that was a great sequence because Angel was originally on the good side, and then she was sort of mixed, and then Sebastian Shaw finally convinces Angel to go to his side, and it was a very, very good sequence. There are also some great training sequences with Professor X, Magneto, and the mutants in the second act of the film. I really enjoy training sequences. It's not necessarily a training montage. There's no really music to this training, but when you see the X-Men training, it's obviously very different from normal humans training, and I thought it was very entertaining. The third act of the film I thought it was awesome, fun, and very entertaining, especially when you get into that final battle, which I'll get to later, but the third act of the film overall was great. There's also a great reveal of Beast, played by Nicholas Hoult, in his final form in the third act. He turns into the Beast in his final form when you get into that third act, and I thought it looked great. There's also an awesome sequence with Magneto lifting the submarine from underwater in the third act of the film. I thought that sequence looked very, very well done. There's also the classic coin scene in the third act of the film where Magneto turns against the X-Men, kills Shaw with the coin. Very, very brutal sequence. And I thought it works because it shows Magneto's fierceness and his brutality. There's also a great reveal of how Charles Xavier gets his wheelchair. The end of the third act, he can't feel his legs after trying to stop Magneto, and that is, of course, how he gets his famous wheelchair. The score by Henry Jackman is great. Henry Jackman is a great composer. He composed the two Kingsman films, their score, and I believe he composed The King's Man, or maybe he did a little bit of The King's Man, but he is a great composer, and his score fits perfectly in this film. The ending sequence, I thought it was great, especially Magneto's villain team is created, and of course this film leads into X-Men 2000, where of course that's the first time we see the X-Men, and of course it's a prequel, so it would obviously lead into the first film. So the ending sequence, I thought it was great. That's about it. There's nothing bad about this film. X-Men First Class is a phenomenal superhero film and a very, very good X-Men film, and I highly recommend it. And I'm going to give X-Men First Class an A. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like button, subscribe to post notifications, posting a video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.